Okay, how's it going, guys? So happy new year, guys. So now that we're in 2025, so I'm doing this video to look at what's coming for 2025, specifically in the UK. We're looking at basically what's changing, what the Labour Party has got prepared for us. So yeah, we've got four changes that are coming up. So we'll go through them and then we'll give a few examples. This mainly in general, this is to do with the car industry. So basically, there's a few changes that are coming up in 2025, basically in relation to car legislations. So there's quite a few, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on four because I believe that these are going to affect us, severely on our day-to-day buying of cars, driving of cars. Yeah, basically the expenses and the fact that we all know that the UK is trying to push this out of cars. Initially, for the first year, initial VED depends on the car's CO2 emissions. With it being such that if your car before, or at least for now until April, if your car was between 1 and 50 grams per kilometer of CO2, you'd normally pay zero tax. I mean VED. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to call it road tax. It's easier, I guess, for other people to understand as well on what we're talking about. But in technical terms, it is VED. So yeah, you would pay zero tax throughout the lifetime of the car. Anything above 51 to 75 will be about usually 10 pounds, depends, 20 pounds. Now again, this used to be exempt for EVs before. Basically the government wanted us to start buying their cars, I mean EVs. So now, however, because now the market has, for EVs has sort of grown in a way, yeah, the government pockets have gone a bit smaller. So now they realize that they need to start, taxing, EV drivers as well to use the road. And I guess there's a bit of fairness, and but then there's a bit of misleading, I guess, initially, because you'd have committed to an EV car, or at least buying an EV car as a good car and things like that. Yet you're gonna be charged later on the road tax, which they said they weren't gonna do that. So now, just going back onto EVs. So basically, £10 is your first year's cost, and then going up from there, it will go to £190 a year. So according to my research, it looks like that £190 is sort of like a fixed base rate for every EV that they'll have to pay. So now, just breaking down the new changes now to the cars that will be that do emit CO2. So we're talking about the 1 to 50 grams per kilometer of CO2. Now, before, as I said before, it used to be zero. You didn't have to pay any VED. Now it's going to be £110 a year. But again, this applies to cars purchased after April 2025. 51 to 75 grams per kilometer, it's going to be 130. 76 to 90, it's going to be 270. 91 to 100, 350. Basically, anyone who's driving over 255 grams of CO2, it's going to be 5,490. So I think this has jumped from about 2,000 somewhere there. It used to be around 2,000 and something pounds. So this is more than 50% an increase, or if it's not actually more than 100% increase, sorry, double that. So I'll do an example of a low emitting vehicle. So I'll use the Toyota Prius as an example. So the Toyota Prius would emit around 70 grams per kilometer of CO2. So the current rate would be £0 per annum. Now, with the new rate, this is going to go to £110 per year. Now, higher emitting vehicle, let's say the BMW X5M, that would be normally before that would have been about 2,745. It emits around 250 grams per kilometer. So that would have been 2,745. Now, this is staggering because it's going to be 5,490 pounds a year. Yeah, that could buy another car just for VED. Don't even talk about insurance, because that's another thing: car insurance, fuel cost, everything like that. So according to TfL, the decision to end the exemption is part of a broader strategy to manage traffic and maintain the effectiveness of congestion charge. And again, the same rhetoric. They only bring it because a lot of people now are buying EVs. So initially they did it to incentivize people to buy cleaner vehicles. Now it's more like a trap, really, according to what I think. You know, they incentivize you to buy EVs, and then once they've got you, they can do whatever they want to do, change goalposts again. So according to data, it shows that about 70,000 people or drivers, EV drivers in London, will be impacted by this change come December 24th next year. Oh, sorry, this year actually, because we're in 2025. So I'm guessing it's mainly to do, I guess, with the fact that congestion will still exist if there's EVs. EVs are still vehicles. Congestion can still happen even if it's an EV, diesel, petrol hybrid, or plug-in hybrid. It can still happen because the physical object is still there in traffic. So there's an argument to be heard about that one. Now, another third change is going to be the new eye test requirements. So this is for new drivers, which will be conducted by healthcare professionals, and you have to be signed up for. The change aims to ensure that drivers' vision meets the necessary standards of driving, for safe driving. This one I do agree with it, actually. I've seen a lot of people that have poor eyesight driving, you know, and it's quite dangerous for us guys who, you know, will be sharing the same road as you. So basically this will change from the current requirements where the drivers are required to read the car number plate about 20 meters away as part of the driving test. Now these rules will provide more flexibility in how eyesight tests are administered, allowing it to be conducted under different lighting conditions and at various times. And this will also help assess drivers' ability to see clearly in real-world driving situations. Now that's the thing, and because we are going to drive in foggy situations, it's going to be dark, it's going to be light. Just that one test of reading number plate from 20 meters is not as good enough in today's fast world as well. Now the last one is the parking grace period. This I think is a positive thing, especially for those scrupulous parking companies, that as soon as your time expires, they're issuing a ticket even a minute after. They're issuing a penalty charge, not even a penalty charge, the invoice. Yeah, they're issuing that invoice a minute after you just went over your parking time. So basically what's happening is in 2025 they're introducing that 10-minute grace period as mandatory. This will be mandatory. This can be argued in court. You know, if you were to get a ticket 10 minutes, you know, within that 10 minutes grace period. So basically what this means is that once your parking time has expired, you will have an additional 10 minutes before a fine can be issued. This change is to address the common frustrations of being fined for just a few minutes over the allotted time, such as when you are held up in a store or struggling to unload groceries. We all have seen that these things happen, or it could be that you're driving away but you're still stuck inside the parking lot. You've actually not reached the ANPR section where you can read your car as going out. So yep, those are the 4 things that I thought I would focus on. The new changes that are coming. Some are good, some are bad. I think the VED is bad for us guys. We all know the VED is just it's basically to feed the government's pot. It's not for it's actually not meant for the roads, not anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore. That's for local councils' role, that manage the roads and things like that. I'm not sure about motorways, but because I know councils don't man the motorways. But yeah, we will see what 2025 has got for us. Or at least the Labour has committed to not introducing the ridiculous pay by mile, and for that, yeah, I'm definitely grateful for that, because yeah, it will definitely affect us quite severely if they were to introduce the pay by mile. Now, anyway, we do get what we voted for. This is what UK voted for. We voted for government that's not really pro vehicle ownership. So yeah, we'll see what it's like come 2025, 2026. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Hope you subscribe, click comment, tell me if I missed anything, if I need correcting somewhere. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a blessed 2025.